Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel we like to walk a very fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with a makeup hobby. Now, I really enjoy eyeshadow singles, duochromes, multichromes, blush, highlight, lip gloss, basically everything except pressed glitters. And today we're going to be doing a quick purchase or pass. My last one was done about 2 weeks ago, and I think there's enough for us to talk about today. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick with me. We're getting into it right now. Okay. Now, when I'm doing these videos, I'm not necessarily going back and talking about every single thing I can find, because of course there's tons of makeup that is coming out all of the time, but I did want to kind of just make mention of some things that caught my eye and my thoughts on them. So the first thing I want to talk about is Base Blue Cosmetics is releasing these 4 seasons face collections. There's a winter, a spring, a summer, and a fall, and the spring one is like this beautiful pinky blush kind of thing with a flower in it. Makes sense. The bronzer is the summer one. It's got like mountains and different colored like deep clouds and sky. Makes sense. The summer one is a highlighter, and in one picture it looks like a very bright gold and a very bright blue, and then in another picture it looks like a really light champagne and kind of a robin's egg blue. So I'm not really sure which one is a truer representation of the actual color of the pans. And for me, if it's the champagne one, great, because I could probably make that work. But if it's the gold one, I definitely couldn't, which means this is only going to work for one skin tone, although we don't know whose. And I feel like the blue, like, I get what they were trying to do, like the sand and the water, but I think they should have made the water a little bit smaller of a component and the sand bigger, because I can almost guarantee for most people, they're going to be much more comfortable with that kind of gold champagne tone of highlighter rather than blue. And then the winter one is supposed to be a blue color corrector, and it's like a bunch of penguins on a iceberg or something. Again, super cute concept, but I don't know how many people are using like a really dark blue powder color corrector. Like, that is a big ask. So I feel like that's going to be the least popular one. And they're $25 each, which in and of itself is not a horrible price point. But speaking of horrible price points, Chanel is doing these brush trios that come inside a little sleeve, and it looks like there might be nail files and compacts that are coming out as well. The brush set comes in 9 different colors, but only 3 brushes are in there, and it's $160. That's a no for me, dog. And then the nail file is $30. You can get them at Dollar Tree. And the double-sided mirror compact for in your purse is $45. Again, comes in 9 colors. So like, great. If you are somebody who like desperately needs to have the brand on your stuff like that, then maybe you want to spend $45 for that. But like, literally, I get mirrors like that all the time as like gifts with purchase when I buy makeup, or you can get them at the Dollar Tree. I got them with a brush set once, like actually twice. So I don't really think you need to like go intentionally purchase an item like that. Who am I though? Next up is Too Faced is releasing 2 palettes in collaboration with Poptarts, which I did not have on my bingo card for this year, let me tell you. They're $27 a piece, and it looks like they are scented, which is cool. I like when Too Faced does that. The pink one is like, it's kind of cute because it has some pops of really bright pink, but there's no real deep tones, and I feel like for how many light tones they had, they could have easily sacrificed one of those tones and made a deeper tone. And then the orangey brown sugar one, again, brown sugar is like dark brown, and everything in this palette is like orange or beige. So again, I feel like they had so many kind of duplicates in that lighter side of things. They could have easily left space for us for a deeper shade. So I'll be skipping over those. Plus, I don't really care about Pop-Tarts. They're not really that good. Fight me. All right. Stila is releasing sheer matte liquid eyeshadows, which just tells me that they're going to be patchy, but sheer also works. They're $25. There's 6 different shades, and they're mostly like peachy rosy colors, and then there's a pop of kind of a khaki green and a pop of this like kind of dirty gray blue shade. I have a couple of the matte ones from Stila. At least one was left in my collection. I think I may have decluttered it, but they're not great. Like, I don't like using them, so I definitely will pass on that. Natasha Denona is releasing the mini Starlette palette, and I'm assuming this is going to be $27 because that's what all of her little 5 pans are now. And it looks like you have 3 kind of lighter matte shades and then 2 shimmer shades. Let's see. The light shades that they have, I feel like the one in the middle and the one all the way on the left, they probably could have taken one of those out and put a deeper tone in there so you had something to like deepen out your crease with, or get rid of that kind of red toned metallic on the right and put in a darker shade, because you have light and mid-tone stuff and nothing deep. So for me, that's going to be a pass probably as well. Maybe if it went on sale at some point in the future, because it looks like this sparkly shimmer, the one on the left, is like my jam. It reminds me of the one in the retro palette. So Hank & Henry is releasing these Pastel Personalities collection. They're $25 for these 9-pan palettes, and they include pressed glitters. So for me, that's already like a strike against them. The fact that they're $25 for this little 9-pan is also a little bit ridiculous. There's nothing like super special or moving about the color stories, and if you wanted it from a different brand, you could always get something like Colourpop, which even is at like Target. So I'm going to be skipping over all of that. Juvia's Place is releasing magic lip oils, and they're going to have different fruity flavors: mango, honeydew, watermelon, blueberries, and sweet oranges. They're $10 a piece, which I think is a great price. As far as the actual scents of them, mango and honeydew definitely are not for me. The blueberry maybe, the orange definitely, watermelon maybe. So at some point I may explore one of those, but I'm not in a rush to add any more lip products right now because I just did a declutter of a ton of lip stuff, and I kind of feel like I need to just chill out with lips for a little bit. All right, Hourglass is releasing a Veil Hydrating Skin Tint, and it looks like it's coming in several shades. Looks like 18 shades, which I'm assuming, since it's kind of a skin tint as opposed to like a full coverage foundation, you get a little bit more flexibility on the shades, but it definitely still seems like there's a lot of light shades and not a lot of deeper shades. It's 35 mLs, and it's going to be almost $60. I'm going to pass on that. That is too expensive for a skin tint for sure. Okay, so I know I don't need any more blushes. Like, I know that. Up here, I know that. But like here, I don't know that. And Patrick Ta is releasing a new blush duo called She's Wanted. It's going to be coming soon. I don't have a date here, but it's like this really burgundy wine, kind of like my jam kind of shade. And there's a cream and a powder, of course. I definitely want to pick this up. I'm trying to do a little bit of a no buy, or a low buy, I guess, for a while, just to kind of like get through some of the newer things that I have. But I definitely think I'm going to be picking that one up. Colourpop is dropping a new collection. It looks like there's 3 palettes, 4 blushes, 4 highlighters, 4 blotted lips, a lip care duo, a soul body something. Yeah, I think that's about it. It's a bunch of stuff at Target, and I love that they're doing stuff at Target now because it's so easy to just run over there, grab what I want, and go home. So I love that. But the actual like color stories, it's a lot of really warm toned kind of orangey things, and I'm really just feeling more cool tones right now, so I'm gonna skip over those. Moira, oh Moira, you are coming for our wallets. They are releasing a liquid blush vault, and there are 12 shades, which I think is awesome. There's one of those like really Barbie pinks that everybody's obsessed with right now, and then of course a bunch of like kind of nudier rose colors, some more orangey coral colors. They're $8.50 each, or $89.50 for the 12 piece bundle. I don't think really anybody needs to have all 12 shades unless you're like swatching them on behalf of like PR or something. But $8.50 for a blush, I actually think is a pretty decent deal. It looks like it's a pretty big container as well. So when I order from Moira next time, I may actually pick one of those up. Okay, and Glamlite is releasing the Hershey's Milk Chocolate X Glamlite collection. And it looks like, oh, I'm sorry. So there's the milk chocolate collection and the cookies and cream collection. So milk chocolate we'll talk about first. I hate it. The sort of warm tone browns, the brown nude like lip kit, the highlighter, I'm kind of very meh about the entire thing. The cookies and cream collection though, That turned my head. There's a 12 color palette, it's $22. A lip kit for $18 can pass. The highlighter duo, do you see those highlights? There's like a little champagne gold and then like a super white gold, $14. Would love. And then that you can get the bundles of the palette, lip kit, and like face duos for $52 each, or the PR boxes for $65. Now, my one thing is when you buy a PR like box, like a full collection, I feel like it shouldn't be that much of an upcharge for a box. So when Glamlite does this, usually the box, it's literally just a cardboard box. There's nothing extra inside the box to like add to that value. So I feel like another $13 for a box is kind of a little ridiculous. But again, that's alleged because I don't know that that's all that's in the BR box. But the 12 color palette from the Cookies and Cream collection, I definitely think I would want, and the highlighter I think I would want. So I will probably pick those up at some point. I don't know if it's going to be right away. If it's something that you guys are interested in seeing, definitely leave me a comment down below, and I'll see if I can snag just those two pieces. Okay, Ciate London is coming for 2017 with their new launch, the Brazilian Glow Eyeshadow Palette. It's $45. It is, let's see, 24 shades. And it's all like warm toned red neutrals. Like, this is so unnecessary. We have this palette so many times. It's kind of ridiculous. But the one reason why I wanted to mention this is that I actually applaud Ciate for using models to show off their collection that have like skin, like that have real skin. They're not just like 20-year-olds with like perfect skin. These people have like a little bit of crow's feet, some fine lines. Like, I think that's great, because I think if they're gonna angle or try to like pivot to that audience, I think it's good that they have people that represent their audience in their photos. All right, Beauty Creations is doing a collab with Louis Castro, who I personally have never seen. I don't know anything about this creator, but I thought the actual palette that he came up with was pretty awesome. It's all these like purpley shades, a couple pops of pink, and then a couple pops of neutral brown. I think that makes for a really pretty color story, and I actually already have several palettes that are purples with like pops of pink or brown, so I don't think I need to pick up this collection, but I do think it's a cool color story, and I think, you know, the actual collab portion of it is pretty neat. Two more things to talk about. See, this one's fast this week. The first is the Keys Soul Care. It's like Skin 2-in-1 Concealer and Tint. And it looks like it's coming in 40 shades, which is just like a ridiculous amount of shades. You can use it as a spot concealer or all over tint. It's buildable, light to medium coverage, 2% niacinamide and squalane, $28. Does anybody else just not see e.l.f. Halo Glow? Like, the packaging is the same, but it has this like ombre effect pasted over top of it. The applicator is the same. Like, this is Halo Glow, but at $28 instead of $14. It's a little bit ridiculous, I think. But I guess some people are gonna want it, so there's that. But the shade range, I mean, this shade range, that's pretty good. All right, and then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the Shroud Cosmetic Peaches and Dreams palette. And I think this came out, actually, it could have been in time for my last video, but I just didn't get to adding it into the roundup. But basically, this is like a bright poppy, almost rainbow palette. And then there's some really pretty metallics in here. They definitely have a duochrome quality, if not multi-chrome quality, to the actual shades here. And I think the color story is very chaotic. I love the shimmers that are in there. The mattes, I don't know. I think it's the red and the orange that kind of just like throw me, because everything else is like green, blue, purple, which I love. But you know, it's about peaches, so they have to put in peach colors. And the earrings are phenomenal. Those earrings are super cute. I don't have a price on the earrings, but those are definitely adorable. I would be super excited to have those. I probably will skip over this again because I'm in no need for new palettes. Like, I have 15 billion palettes over here that I haven't gotten to yet, and I need to actually just work my way through them. So I'll probably skip over that, but I do think it's a cute collection and I love peaches. Okay, and with that said, that is everything for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!